Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. Doing a little bit more of this black one and part the way up the sleeve. It's very hard to knit this. It's not just the colour. It's because it's got, well, as you can see, it's got glitter in it. And sometimes you have to knit a bit slower and a little bit more careful, because sometimes the needle can go through and split the glitter from the wool. And that when that happens, it means you don't get a proper stitch knitted. So I do have to go a little bit slower. That's another reason it's taking so long for this cardigan. But I've a little tip for anybody, especially in this warm weather and you're knitting, you know, your hands get all sticky with sweat, and I was knitting earlier on today and the stitches just would not move along the needle. I had such a lot of trouble. I was having to force them along the needle, and I was thinking it was my hand, but my hands weren't sweaty then. They were just wouldn't move along very well. So I thought to myself, you know, you couldn't knit very quick because you're having to keep forcing the stitches up the needle. So I thought to myself, oh, maybe the needles or maybe need cleaning, which you never think about that with knitting needles. But the last few days it has been a bit hot and sticky trying to knit. And so I got a little cloth or a tissue first and just put a little bit washing up liquid on and went up and down. You should have seen the stuff that come off the needles. The tissue wasn't white where I had been wiping it up and down the needles. So I gave them a good clean like that. I had to do them one at a time. I'd knitted a row and then I'd done the needle that was spare and give it a good clean, and then knitted another row and done the other needle and give them a good buff afterwards with one of those micro thingy cloths, you know, give them a good rub with that to make sure they were dry and all that, and we're knitting great after that. It was must have been all the gunk that gets on you. And then I've split the stitch there, just what I was talking about. I'll have to go back in, and that's the problem with this wool. I know I've knitted with it before. I have a sweater, a white sweater myself, and I had the same trouble when I was knitting with that. I kept splitting the stitch, and I was having to go back, and sometimes I never noticed until maybe it's done the next row and you could see the long bit of glitter sticking out. So I was having to go back along the row and sort it out and put it right. But anyway, that's just a little tip for anybody if you're having any trouble getting the wool to move along, because since I done that, the stitches just glide across the row and they practically fall off the needle when I'm knitting like this. I have no trouble at all with them like I was before. But before I was having to force them up the needle and then forcing them back on the other side when I was knitting them. And so I've picked, I mean, most of my needles are years old. I've never ever cleaned them before. So I've been through the whole lot of them. Took me ages because I have got a lot of needles. So I cleaned them all. You come to use them, they should be okay. But I've been doing a little bit of my own thing in the morning as well. I've been typing out, making my own patterns. And I've had quite a lot of requests for them. I've sent quite a lot through emails. So at first I was sending them out in just the way I had written them on the pads. And then a lady whose name is Ronnie, I think she lives in Canada, somewhere like that. She sent me a PDF format. She had typed one of the patterns out, and I thought I'm going to have a go at that myself. So I did. And I did a 22-inch, it's a rosebud pattern lace one in the a PDF format. It wasn't perfect because it was the first time I'd ever done one. And I thought that looks a lot better than, I mean, I can read my own writing, but I don't know whether everybody else can. And maybe the way I was jotting things down, so I wrote them all down properly, and I was sending out anyone I had sent out my own notes to, I sent them the PDF format, and I've just thrown my knitting on the floor. I had sent them the PDF ones as well, quite a lot actually. I think I spent a lot of time yesterday and the day before, I think it was, sending out all these PDF things. But I spent a lot of time typing them out as well, because they do take a little bit of working out, and then I had to work out how to change these notes that I had been doing, putting them into PDF format. And I managed to download a free Office thing, you know, to type them on, and then a free PDF thing, because no way I was paying for what Microsoft wanted, is about £60 a month just for the basic thing. I don't pay for things like that. But anyway, I was also asked for if I could do a 28-inch one. Well, I had never knit one, a 28 one, so I had no notes written down. I've done a few different sizes, but I haven't done a 28. I've only really just started doing the smaller ones. So I started working out the 28-inch size. And I've managed to finish it, and I've sent it out to the 1 or 2 people who had asked for it. But I've been doing in the mornings, just for about an hour in the morning since I started doing it. I'm going to show you. I've been knitting a little bit of the pattern myself, just to see that it's all right. So this is the back. I've done the back, copying my own pattern. I've done the back, and it's come out right according to the pattern. This is the 28-inch. That's the back. And I wasn't sure about the front, about the shaping round the neck, whether I had that right or not. So I still won't know until I put the neck on, but I've done it anyway. And you can see that's the bit where the stitches go around for the neck, and so that's done one of the sides, and that's worked out right for the number of stitches up the raglan, and I think the neck is right, but like I'm saying, I won't know until I put the neck on. And I am in the middle of doing the 28-inch. I'm only spending maybe it's about an hour and a half in the morning after I've had my breakfast. That's usually when I do anything like this that I'm doing for myself, or little baby ones. So I've been doing this since I started the typing, because it has taken me a few days to type out to work out the pattern and to type it out and all that. So I'm nearly up to the armholes on the sleeve. I'm doing one different piece at first to find out whether it's okay, because when you do a side, you only need to do one side, because the other side is just a reverse of the shaping. And with a sleeve, you only need to do one sleeve to get everything right, because both sleeves are the same. So that's what I've been doing for that. And that one, when I finished it, that'll be going on to my eBay shop. So that. But if anybody wants the PDF pattern for that one, just send me a message on email. That's, like I'm saying, that's a 28-inch, and the back up to the armholes, I've measured it up to 13.5 inches. It's 14.5 inches for the length of the sleeve. That's the measurements I've done. And the back would probably, it's a 28, but it'll measure between 29 and 30 inches, because you do need a little bit extra. You don't have the actual thing knitted in the actual body measurements. So that's a little bit fun, and all of the pieces I've done now have come out right according to my pattern. But if anybody asks me for it, and if anybody notices any mistakes in it, please let me know, because I am not perfect. I do make mistakes. And I've read the pattern over again a few times, and I think it's all right, but maybe it needs to be seen with some, you know, somebody else's eyes. So anyway, I'm sitting here, I'm all ready for my bingo tonight. I'm just going to make myself a little bit tea later because it's around about 5 o'clock now. I'll be going out about 6:30, so I've just got myself ready, just sitting doing some knitting, and just going to make myself a little salad for my tea. And then I'll be away off to bingo tonight, and hope that me and my friend are lucky like last week. Well, my friend was more lucky than me because she won the £50. I only won £5, but somebody else called at the same time, so we got £2.50. Then I had to split it with my friend, so I got £1.25. But she won the £50 afterwards, and so we got £25 each. So I'm hoping that our luck's in again tonight, and I'm hoping it's not going to chuck it down. It's very dark here at the moment, and it's looking like rain, and I hate driving, especially heavy rain. As we have had some rain lately, there's been the last couple of days, and it was at my granddaughter's yesterday, and the heavens opened there yesterday afternoon. And only one good thing about it, my car is in the garage when I don't use it at home. It's in the garage all the time. At least in the rain it washed all the dust off it, and it looked a bit cleaner when I come out. So I had been in the car wash last week, like, but I don't know how when it's in the garage, but the wind blows all the dirt in the sides. There's like one of those drop down doors, and it's like rubber things on the side. But it does seem to stop all the muck and the dust that blows in on the sides of my car. It even gets on the back of the car as well. I don't know how. But anyway, I'll be going to my bingo soon, so I'm only knitting until I have my tea, and then I'll be straight out probably after my tea. So I'll catch up with all yous another night. So thumbs up and subscribe. And bye for now.